What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with another video. Yes, it's 5 AM here in the UK. I've just gone through about 7 hours of wrestling and I'm pretty fucking knackered. But damn if it's not WrestleMania, and I've been hyped throughout. And was it a great WrestleMania? Well, let's run down through the card and see whether it was or wasn't. Anyway, let's start off with the atmosphere of the crowd. I mean, 75,000 people plus, jam-packed in that venue, were making a lot of noise. Plus, that stage that they had built for the entrance was probably worth about $500,000. And damn was it worth it, because it looked absolutely incredible. Probably one of the best wrestling sets that I've ever seen, not even WrestleMania history, but in wrestling in general. Yes, I did actually watch the pre-show, of course, which actually involved Shawn Michaels on the round table. But I've got to admit, he was pretty fucking awful. I mean, he didn't even know what to say half of the time, kind of kept quiet on the other side. Jerry the King Lawler and at least Booker T were joining in with the banter. Booker T, though, had the necessity of reminding us that it's WrestleMania 33 about 20 times in one sentence. I didn't think that that was really necessary. We did, however, kick off with the Cruiserweight Championship match between Austin Aries and Neville. Of course, Neville missing out on WrestleMania 32, and this is Austin Aries' first WrestleMania, so the crowd was pretty hyped for them. I knew it was going to be an excellent match, of course, you know, with both of them being excellent wrestlers, masters of their own craft, to be honest. There were huge chants for Aries in the crowd. Both had beautiful technical wrestling, even to start with. Throughout the match there was actually two nasty landings, one being Neville hitting a German suplex on Aries and almost took his head off as he went back, slamming it onto the mat. I hope that there was no damage there to Austin Aries' neck, but that looked brutal. The other one was where actually Neville was backflipped off the top rope onto the outside and landed tailbone first onto the ground. That looked pretty painful, to be honest. A Hurricane Runner off the top rope and a 450 splash gets a near fall, but the Red Arrow hits and Neville retains the Cruiserweight Championship. He's still the king of cruiserweights. To be honest, I really don't know where the Cruiserweight division is going to go on from here. Are we still going to get another Neville and Austin Aries feud from here on? Are they going to bring somebody new into the equation? What could happen from here? Let us know in the comments below what you guys think as well. Next was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, and of course this is nothing but a filler match and normally gets the odd surprise guest here or there, that being of course Mark Henry for the 50th time in a row. One cool spot was actually Goldust came back in his original Goldust attire. I think it was like probably from like, you know, WrestleMania 12 or even 13. It looked so cool. Unfortunately, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is really there to see wrestlers demotion. That being Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler and Luke Harper. I really don't know what the hell they were doing in that Memorial Battle Royal. To add insult to injury, we had the last three being Mojo Rawley, Jinder Mahal, and I don't even know who the hell the other guy was. Killian. To be honest, I'm ashamed to say I really don't remember this guy at all. I think it was one half of the tag team. Absolutely dreadful. To make even matters worse, we then had an NFL player. Now, I'm from the UK, I don't watch NFL football at all, so I had no clue who the hell this guy was. I genuinely thought he was a member of, he was a fan in the audience. I had no idea. His name was Rob Gronkowski, and for the first couple of minutes, he jumped the barricade after Jinder Mahal had his little, confrontation with him, throwing his drink in his face. After about 5 minutes of literally saying, no, you can't come over, he comes over the barricade, comes into the ring, and spears, or at least football tackles, Jinder Mahal straight to the ground. What the hell? Seriously. NFL football players do not have any business in the wrestling ring, and especially to make your wrestler look even stupider in the ring. It's nonsense. Even more nonsense pursued afterwards when we had Mojo Rawley win the Battle Royale. And I really don't care for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale because it's just crap anyway. Nobody gets elevated from it anyway, but They could have chose someone better from it. Jeez, I mean, come on. Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, elevate them. We even had a segment afterwards on the social media talk thingy. It was Ask Paul Heyman. The man is just sheer brilliance on the mic. So witty and intelligent. Just great to listen to all round. Last match on the pre-show was Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin. I'll be honest with you, I actually missed this match and only managed to catch the ending. But seriously, what the hell is the Intercontinental Championship match doing on the kickoff show? It should be your last to run, just before the main event. It should be just below the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship. Even then, the match was just blah. There's nothing exciting about the Intercontinental Championship at the moment. Dean Ambrose winning again. I really thought that they could have actually used a change of championship at hand to make Baron Corbin the new WWE Intercontinental Champion, but they didn't. But missed opportunity, and hopefully down the line, hopefully during SummerSlam, they will change the belt over quickly, because it needs changing, it needs refreshing. The whole division just stinks. It led to the decision that the kickoff show was started off really hot with the Cruiserweight Championship, an absolutely phenomenal match to get the crowd started off hot, and unfortunately it sort of sank down from there. Not very good, wasn't a very good omen for what was to come. Still decent enough, good matches, just went from pretty good to mediocre very quickly. Then we head into the main show, and we had New Day obviously kick off as the hosts, and we were just hoping that their skits were going to be very, very quick, do their thing, and then gradually just get off, because they take way too much airtime. Yes, they're funny. I do think that they're funny, but they take up way too much filler time and didn't really need that. You didn't want that buzz going even lower. Well, good thing is that the WWE obviously listened to the crowd reaction, because we had AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon as the beginning match, as the start-off match. We all knew that we were probably going to get some insane or crazy spots by Shane McMahon in this one. But of course, it wasn't a no-holds-barred match. It's not a no-DQ match by any means, or not that I thought it was. Or was it? Sorry if I'm being ignorant here, but I thought it was a no-DQ match. Anyway, the match was actually... the match actually gave Shane McMahon to actually show off some wrestling ability, which he actually did pretty well. I was actually surprised by his wrestling technique that he's probably learned over the last couple of weeks, and he kept up with AJ Styles quite a lot. It is funny that they're actually promoting AJ Styles to be a heel. Now, okay, that's fine and all, but when he says that he deserves to be in the main event, normally don't heels lie? I mean, AJ was actually just telling the truth, to be honest. Anyway, I digress. The match was actually pretty good and a great opener for Mania. One risky spot was actually Styles went for the Styles Clash, didn't manage to actually lock in Shane McMahon's left arm, and it kind of just went in, and you thought, oh geez, is he gonna actually break it or what? Luckily, I don't think Shane McMahon was injured from it. Just looked like a very messy move. Anyway, it all actually ended with Mike Chioda being knocked out, with AJ Styles accidentally kicking him in the face. We then saw the return of the Coast to Coast, in which AJ Styles attempted it first, only to miss, and Shane McMahon actually reversed it. Then we actually had Shane McMahon do it, and he did it perfectly. He hit the money right on the spot, right in the face of AJ Styles. Only managed to get the 2 count. Then Shane actually ups the ante by going in for the elbow drop onto the announcer table, only to miss. That looked pretty messy as well, because I think Shane actually hit his hand quite firmly on the ground. Hopefully he hasn't injured that either. But kind of a no-sell, because Shane was back in the ring. And oh my god, Shane actually attempts a shooting star press off the top rope. Holy shit, he actually nailed that shooting star press. It's a shame he didn't actually nail AJ Styles on the ground because he moved out of the way in time. This of course was his downfall, and AJ Styles managed to get the win after. Definitely a great match and an opener for WrestleMania, and to be fair, kudos to Shane McMahon for his wrestling ability and his techniques in the ring. They were pretty damn good. Hopefully this elevates AJ Styles back onto main event level, because this match of course wasn't really needed at all. And it only just demoted AJ Styles further down, but hopefully he will be getting up from it. Next we had Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Absolutely great prop on the entrance ring as Chris Jericho came out. First he had a giant list of Jericho on the side, and he also had an inflatable scarf, which I did slightly mark out for. Great matches of course as normal. I didn't expect any less from two great athletes in the ring, especially Jericho being a veteran. There was also some pretty cool reversals with Chris Jericho blocking a swanton bomb by putting up both his knees. That looked pretty painful. We also had a cannonball reversal into the walls of Jericho, which was actually awesome. Unfortunately, some may have seen this match as being pretty predictable, as some may have heard that Chris Jericho, this is one of his last matches. He's going to take a break from the WWE for quite some time now to concentrate on Fozzy, his rock group band. And of course that means that he had to drop the title to Owens. So at least, you know, we still have a good thing coming out of this. Kevin Owens is elevated to some status at least by winning the United States Championship. Then we have the fatal 4-way elimination match for the Women's Raw Championship. I was definitely hoping to see a heel turn by Sasha Banks, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Poor Bayley, as I think one of her wacky inflatable arm flailing tube bands actually didn't inflate on the entrance. So that was a little bit of a minor botch there. Nia Jax, normally zero charisma unfortunately. Sasha Banks had a nice entrance with coming down, being chauffeured to the ring on a little electronic car or something. I don't know what the hell that thing was. An amazing entrance for Charlotte. Honestly, she is awesome, and what a spectacular entrance for her with fireworks in the back. So epic. Nia Jax dominated from the start, taking out all three women's challengers, but then obviously they triple teamed on her to then eliminate her first. Charlotte had an awesome corkscrew moonsault out to the floor. Amazing work from there. To my surprise, Sasha Banks was actually eliminated after this, after she'd had her head pile drive literally into an exposed turnbuckle, the middle turnbuckle, leaving only Bayley and Charlotte. The second surprise was actually Bayley retaining the championship. Great match with great performance from all four women in the match. The tag team ladder match. I'm just gonna go out and fucking say it. The Hardy Boys returned to the WWE. Holy shit, I was marking the F out from this. I was having nostalgia-gasms all throughout this match. I couldn't actually believe what we were witnessing. Fuck the spots in the ring. We had the Hardy Boys back, for goodness sake. Anyway, of course, some brilliant wrestling by both Sheamus and Cesaro with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Enzo and Cass, very good as well, of course. They're all about their charisma, but great wrestling technique as well. Jeff had to obviously do an insane spot for the match, which was at the top of the ladder, swantoning off onto two ladders on the barricade, going through Sheamus and Cesaro. And we have new Raw Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. Where do they go on from here? Are they going to stay as a tag team? Are we going to get Broken Matt Hardy? Who knows? To be honest, we didn't see much of Broken Matt Hardy, but there was still a sense that he was still in character, and I hope the WWE actually capitalize on all that. Then, after that incredible news that the Hardy Boys have returned, I don't think anyone actually gave two shites about the next match, which was Miz and Maryse versus John Cena and Nikki Bella in their mixed tag team match. Honestly, no one cared, and it seems like there was a lot of marks in the crowd just out to just cheer the Miz throughout the match, with boos to Cena. Of course, one little great spot was after the match, John Cena proposed to Nikki Bella, which was a nice touching moment. It was just so great. Anyway, well, that was great and all. Watch Total Bellas or whatever the fuck that program is. I don't watch that shit. Next we had Triple H versus Seth Rollins in an unsanctioned match. I'm quite surprised this year as Triple H didn't actually blow the whole entire WrestleMania budget on his wrestling entrance this year. He actually, it was still overblown out of proportion, but it wasn't as overblown as normally it is. Came down to the ring with police officers. I thought that spot was normally saved for Goldberg, but whatever. Oh, and I'm definitely gonna add Stephanie in tight leather trousers. Okay, damn. Obviously the match revolved around Seth's damaged knee, Triple H targeting it whenever he could. Great match though. Went on for quite some time. I think it was around about half an hour, but great match. They even managed to recreate when actually Seth first blew out his knee in Dublin last year, I believe just before WrestleMania 32, which was quite neat, and Steph going through the table was actually pretty hilarious. Then we had the WWE Championship match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Something I've never actually seen in a wrestling event, and I don't think we've seen it in any WWE event, so far as I'm aware of, is they had some sort of picture on the ring as they were wrestling. Definitely more mind games from Bray Wyatt, and it catered to the match pretty well. And but after all that mind games, great atmosphere, they just let Randy win the belt back. So what the hell was the point? Bray Wyatt's championship run was pretty much just a stepping stone to having Randy Orton just basically win it back again. No heat, nothing. Very blasé win, to be honest, and hopefully it's gonna go back to Bray Wyatt, or at least put over somebody else. Like, let's hope we just get AJ Styles back into the main event, or somebody else. I mean, seriously, Randy Orton, come on, you've had your time, you've had your moment in the spotlight. Let someone else have it now. Then we had Goldberg versus Lesnar. Were we gonna see another squash match like we saw at Fastlane against Kevin Owens, or Survivor Series, or the Royal Rumble? Of course, many were also, including myself, were frightened as to whether we'd see the same thing again of Goldberg squashing somebody else. Of course, much to my surprise, it was actually a decent match. Very short still, only over just about under 5 minutes long, but a very decent match between the two, with a big sort of hard slobber knocker. No technical wrestling, of course, because Goldberg can't do any fucking technical wrestling, but there was jackhammers, there was spears, there was German suplexes, 10 overall, and a great win for Brock Lesnar. Yes, we have a new Universal Champion, and it's Brock Lesnar again. Rumors I've actually heard is that at SummerSlam this year, Brock Lesnar's gonna drop it down to some younger talent. May we see the return of Finn Balor, or nobody else on the roster really. Now, since we were actually approaching 4 o'clock already, well, 4 o'clock AM, so 4 hours of wrestling on the main show, we thought that actually the women's match was going to be completely cut from the card, and that would have been a great disservice to the women on SmackDown. I'm glad they didn't do that. Of course, the championship match went ahead, but unfortunately, after about 6 hours of wrestling in total, the crowd was pretty much fucking dead, and no one really gave a shite. The only pop that was given, of course, was to Naomi, and she had a hometown win, so that was good and all. And by the way, anyone who was watching, what the fuck was Mickie James wearing? It looked like she was doing a tribute to Tatanka. So that meant that the main event actually went to Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Many people on Twitter thought that the Reigns is in the main event again for WrestleMania 30, from WrestleMania 32. Now he's in the main event again. To be honest, I don't agree with that. It's Taker's supposed last match, and he should be in the main event. So I didn't care if it was going on last. Quite an emotional run, to be honest, because I've been watching Taker since probably about 1994. I'm sure you guys probably have watched him a lot longer. He's always been one of my favorites, and it was a very, very bittersweet ending to WrestleMania, unfortunately. We didn't see Taker win. We saw Roman Reigns come out as the victor after about pretty much 28 spears, 2 Superman punches, and a knockout through the announcer table. But it was just a sad ending, because we knew that, well, majority of us know that this will probably be Taker's last match, and that was probably the last time we actually saw his entrance. And it's just been a hell of a ride for Taker. It isn't his last match. I hope that it's really not. But again, he did a nice tribute at the end, which signified his retirement, which is taking off his MMA gloves, his hat, and his trench coat, laid him down in the ring, just gave a sort of long goodbye, and yeah, that might have signified his last match. So unfortunately, WrestleMania 33 ended on quite a sad note, well, especially in my eyes. I don't really care that he lost to Roman Reigns. It's just the fact that this was his last match kind of got to me. But again, a great WrestleMania overall, and definitely a step up from WrestleMania 32 last year, which in turn was a bag of shite compared to this one. Great matches all round. Unbelievable, great finishes. I won't argue with the choices, apart from Randy Orton coming out the victor as WWE Champion. Really didn't need to happen. But again, great Mania all round. I hope you guys watched it as well. But if you didn't, go watch it, guys. Honestly, it was a great Mania. Anyway, like I said, guys, I'll be doing my schedule as well for 5 videos per week. I hope you can tune in every day at 10 o'clock UK time, which is about 5 o'clock in America, 7 a.m. unfortunately in Australia, if you guys are watching over there. And I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content. Take care, guys.